Hello, my name is Carolina and welcome to my channel. Today, we're gonna do a quick speed build of my little garden area. So, as always, before we begin, if you want more content from me, make sure you subscribe. Other than that, let's just jump right into it. Alright, so first things first, we are going to get some stuff out of the storage. There is a lot of what I want to do with this garden, and unfortunately I don't have too much yet, but I did want to see if I wanted to put the round topiaries and stuff, but I think I am going to save those for the museum build. We do still have the museum build, a cute little smoothie tiki bar that I'm building as well, and I'm trying my hardest to make sure to get a whole bunch of items for it. So over here you can see basically you have to jump over, and I was just not working out, but I picked up some items as well from my other little onsen build, and then I went to go, I think the first thing is just set the greenhouse. Yeah, the greenhouse is really cute. I wanted it to be at the entrance because I think it fit perfectly right in there, you know. And then we can put all a little table of tools and stuff at the front. And then the vision is to basically grab a whole bunch of red flowers and place them all over the place as well. But, of course, we need to make little custom design paths because, well, you can't just fill the area with flowers. I guess you can fill the area with flowers, but here I've been using the custom design app, and then I just go and erase where I don't want the path at. Then I decided I wanted to lay down this outdoor bath. It was there before, and I did enjoy it, but then later on I ended up removing it because my plan is now that that's going to be the little flower garden, plant garden, and then that piece of land in the middle is going to be an onsen, and it'll be close, my bamboo garden, my relaxing garden, and then my flower garden, and then the onsen. And then here I just collected materials so that I could build some stuff, and I still didn't have enough materials for the cave that I wanted and things like that, but I did need more items. And that's the thing with Animal Crossing builds, even if they are small spaces, that is a longer space, but it still is surface area wise a smaller space. Finding out and getting enough items to fill them is kind of insane. So I chose a couple of the recipes that I wanted to do and that I could do, like the garden bench, and made some of those because I don't utilize seating areas as much as I should. I don't know why. I always forget that you can build a little spot for your Animal Crossing villagers to just chill. So here I am doing the same thing, just looking for any of the crafting that I can do with the materials that I do have. Then I went to go in and check of other items that I did already have in my storage and seeing what I can use. Basically, I'm just taking out as much as I can and bringing it with me so that I can place it, see if I like it or not. One of those things with the Karopi bridge, and spoiler, I did not really like how it looked, but it's fine. I always forget that you can customize your items, so then that's what I ended up doing for a couple of them. These mushroom platforms I used on my little forest build, and I loved how they turned out, so I'm going to try to add them to the garden. And during that time I realized that the garden color theme is going to be red and green. I don't know, I just feel like they both pop out because they're so different from each other. So then I went back to start laying down some of the items that I had with me. The Zen bench is what I wanted to use as a table, but then while I placed it, I was like, you know what would look actually kind of cute is the rattan bench. Yeah, so then I did end up changing that, but put the terrarium down. I put down a couple of the mossy rock and the cypress plants down and things like that. Even if they're potted, I feel like you want it to look like it's growing out of the ground, but I realized that it doesn't have to, because it's a little flower shop, a little plant shop. They can already be potted and ready to take home. See, that's where I tried to place the rattan bench, and then I realized I didn't like it at all, or the table. Then I removed the outdoor bench, removed that, put the rattan bench down because it does just match the vibe better. The little the brown tone, the tan tone, if you will. And I started laying down more of, like I said, the fan palm and the even tools. I ended up going to go get a shovel and a watering can for decoration as well. Like, my biggest thing about builds is just utilizing as much as you can. Seriously, it doesn't matter what it is. I promise you, as long as you fill a space, it looks so freaking cute. Like this cacao tree, would have never thought, but there it is, and it looks kind of adorable. The one thing that I couldn't figure out though is the Karopi bridge. I keep trying to make it work, and every time I placed it, I hated it. And the mushrooms, I don't know if I like the mushrooms even still to this day, honestly. I feel like they fill space, but the ground looks empty with the mushrooms, like in that space, and you'll see what I mean later. The other common thing you'll see a lot from me is constantly moving things around. I think that people don't realize how long it takes to do a build or an area, whatever, that you're doing on your island. The thing is, this is supposed to be simple, this is supposed to be fast, it was supposed to take me like 30 minutes, and in all honesty, maybe it took me like 45 to an hour, because you place things and then you take them out and then you put them back somewhere and then you hate it and then you take it off and then you realize you do want it, but maybe you want it in another area, or you forgot an item, so now you're going back and looking for said item, or you're putting stuff away. Like, it does take a long time to kind of figure out what you want it to look like, because I feel like as much as you plan, you can have an idea of what it's supposed to be, but at the same time, like, once it's laid down, like, then you're gonna realize, oh, this sucks or this doesn't suck. So right now, somebody was lovely enough, actually her name was Samantha, she came over and she dropped off some flowers for me. I said I needed red flowers because I wanted them for the build, and I realized I enjoyed how the cosmos and the tulips looked, so those are the flowers that are going to be going in the build. And it's really sad because I collected as much as I could, and unfortunately I still couldn't fill it. And then today I played some Animal Crossing and went to go pick some up from different islands, and I still haven't I just haven't filled the area yet. But once it is, I did think though that I have too many flowers and not enough of like this path, so I might do the same path that I did for the forest and put it down here, so that you can have a clear path from the bench to the gazebo and then to the entrance of the little flower garden. I don't know, I just, looking at it now, it feels empty. So now here I'm just laying down all of the flowers everywhere that I can. And I do realize later also that I didn't have any weeds laid down. Yeah, like I was like, wait, you know what I could use for filler space? I could go and get some weeds. And so that's exactly what I did. And I went to go pick up that watering can and the shovel. Here you go, weeds. Like, seriously, I think I hated the weeds before. I know, I'm a hypocrite. But then once I saw Froggy Crossing do it in her builds, I realized that it looked really cute. Actually, and then I was even more convinced when I did it in the forest. In the forest, oh my gosh, in my campsite, the weeds just make everything come together so easily. So here I am trying to get more of these dang flowers to try and fill the space for it to just not be filled, honestly. Then I did continue to just, lay down flowers and move stuff around. Like, I moved that bench forward, the plants forward, and then guess what? You're not gonna guess. I hated it. So I had to move it back eventually, but I'm placing the rest of like the little plants. I have a whole bunch of potted plants for some reason. The thing that I do like doing in Animal Crossing is, what is the word? Going to treasure islands that may be cheating, or even just going on the Facebook groups and asking if anybody has anything that they don't want. That's the only thing that has been helpful for me, and I still feel like I don't even have nearly as much items. Okay, so here it is the next day. I'm going to give you the final tour of the little flower garden build. I did move my house again because I have another build in mind where my house was at, so yes, that happened. But basically, if you go down here into the vine, you'll see that I did make a little garden bench, a little cypress plant, and instead of the seating area, I put a little stall there. And see what I mean by the little bald spot with the mushrooms? I don't really enjoy that. But here's my garden bench right in front of the gazebo. I think it looks much cuter over here. I do need to add more potted plants. I got the flower bed over there on the left. Then with my, what is that called? The greenhouse. And I love the rattan with the bamboo fencing. I think it looks so cute. I'm just trying to fill it with more flowers. And then you go across, and there's my little bamboo zen garden, which I absolutely love. Transitions into the green and the red garden. And then if you go across this little like space, this is where I'm going to put my onsen. It is a pretty big space. It's going to be a pretty big build, and I don't have nearly enough of the items that I need to put there, but it's looking cute. I feel like it's going to be ending up changing as always, but you know, it's filled, it's cute. It'll probably go through some improvements. So thank you so very much for watching my little flower garden build. If you liked the video, leave me a like. And as always, if you want more content from me, make sure you subscribe. My name is Caroline, and I will hopefully catch you later.